Before this hearing even begins, it's clear this is more than a standard eviction case. The defendant arrives without an attorney and immediately starts describing serious health concerns, alleged property hazards, and years of frustration. But the court's job is to separate emotional claims from the specific legal issue on the docket. Will the judge allow these broader allegations into the case, or will he keep the hearing focused only on possession of the property? Stay with us, because this courtroom conversation quickly becomes a lesson in how judges balance compassion with courtroom procedure.
But Philip Costello did consult with me yesterday and directed me towards the type of lawyer I should be calling because of the toxic environment in the home that I've been living in that was hidden from me. And I wanted to have these to the court before now, but I wasn't able to. I need to have two teeth orally. Oh, okay.
What are the, what?
Well, I need to have a couple teeth orally extracted. So I have an abscess right now and on both sides of the upper mouth, an oral surgeon has to remove teeth. My fillings have fallen out. I have a medical report in here from May 23rd, 2022 on Asia Hameski's birthday where her friend assaulted me and injured my wrist and hand. And at that time, my weight was 115.
Hold on a moment. So what does, yeah, you don't want to just do that.
They're copies.
Copies of what?
There's copies of the assault at the urgent care. There's a copy of the Dexter oral surgeon for the beginning of this month. I haven't done it because I physically am not sure how I'm going to respond to this, and I have to be getting ready to get out. I'm getting my stuff in storage. 2 of the storage units were 2 of 30 that were broken into out on Lower Circle. So that was very upsetting to me. And also there's the activated charcoal radon test that I got from Washtenaw County showing that there were high levels of radon on every level of this 3-story home. So my bedroom was at 16.9 on the lower level, and on the upper level,
Okay,
the next highest room was Asia's.
Can I just do one thing for me?
Okay.
Just take a breath. All right, because
I have adrenal fatigue. I've been being treated by Dr. Shan Kong for over a year now.
okay. But the problem is you're giving me a lot of things. I mean, I think I'm a pretty smart guy, but you're giving me a lot of things that are thrown out of context to me. They're just things now that are
Okay.
out there.
Well, their meaning behind that is there's more than, I mean, I'm not a tenant. I am not a tenant. I brought in, I spent over $100 on color photocopies to show the condition of the house when I moved in, because their attorney is trying to, I mean, I've gotten 2 letters saying I better not damage the house. The house should have been condemned before I moved in. They've done things to the house that are wrong, and there's fraud.
Okay.
And I've been poisoned. I've been injured. In 2019, I weighed 128 pounds. Today, I got on the scale before I got showered. I weigh 100 pounds.
So here's the thing. Let's just stop for a moment. And let me just say that I don't have a written answer from you that is alleging, or a counterclaim that's alleging any of the things that I think you're trying to bring before me, which then makes it difficult for their side to then answer.
Well, they want to know what they owe me, and I am saying that this, being in the situation I'm in this short of a period of time, it is hard for me to bring that forward and to sit down. But
ma'am, here's the only thing that right now theoretically is before me.
At this point, the judge redirects the discussion back to the actual legal issue before the court. While the defendant raises concerns about toxic living conditions, medical problems, and alleged fraud, the judge explains that none of those claims are formally before him because they were not filed as part of this eviction action. This is an important legal distinction. Courts can only decide the issues properly presented in the case. Even if someone believes they have additional claims, those often must be filed separately through the appropriate legal process. Do you think the judge handled this fairly by keeping the hearing focused?
Well, the letters, from them sound like something else.
Okay.
I might move out this weekend, swear to God.
Ma'am,
Judge
I am
Simpson.
not privy to those letters.
Oh,
What I have before me is a case where they have sent you notice to vacate the premise.
and I said I would
Okay. Stop there.
last time.
Just for a
Okay,
moment.
okay.
So that then they end up bringing an action so that the court will order you to leave the house if the court finds in their favor.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like on that issue, the parties are in agreement.
Yeah, if I have to sleep in my car, I will. I don't want an eviction on my record. I don't want to stay in their house,
Okay.
but I do want to have a city inspector inspect the home before I leave, so I'm not accused of damaging something that they jury-rigged back in 2015 that has caused utility bills to be really high and has caused radon to be in every room of the three-story house. They had an intake in an unfinished crawl. They've left sewage down there.
Ma'am,
Okay, it's just about the eviction.
it really is. That's what's before me.
Yeah, so, I mean, last time we were here, I said I'd be out.
Okay, so when are you going to move out?
Well, we had said that it was going to be like the 27th, but you might give me 3 days to the end of the month, the 30th. And I keep saying I'll be out by the 30th, and I'll probably be out before then, but it's like, it doesn't get heard.
What doesn't get heard?
That I said I'm going to be out.
Okay, so the only one that needs to hear you at this point is me. Okay.
Okay.
So when will you leave?
I will tomorrow I will start looking for an apartment.
Well, but that's not what I'm.
No, I will leave on or before the 30th of June.
Okay.
If you say that's okay. If you tell me I have to do it on the 27th, then I will do it before then.
Okay. All right. Why don't you have a seat and let me hear from the other side is that issue.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is in agreement that she can stay until June 30th. I do want to bring forth before the court that we did file an amended complaint, and that amended complaint does seek monetary amount. For DTE Energy.
When did you?
On the 24th, May 24th.
Total amount here of 1370.30, correct?
Correct.
That's the amendment to the complaint.
Correct.
All right.
Your Honor, that's not the only amendment. I would
Okay.
just like to note for the court that when this action began, Ms. Humeski was alive.
Okay.
And my client was acting as her power of attorney. She has since passed.
Okay.
The property is owned by the trust. So now he is acting in his capacity as trustee of the trust. So the complaint was amended to correctly reflect in what capacity he was acting and who owned the property as well.
Got it. Okay. But in terms of monetary amounts, we're really talking about this 1,370.
That's what we're talking about, DTE bills. All along, there's been no disagreement that there's no lease agreement. She doesn't pay a monthly amount. We're not seeking any type of rental payment. These are costs that the estate has incurred since she has continued to remain in the property.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Luck, you can remain right where you are. Have you gotten a copy of the amended complaint?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to turn to the page that has the chart on it.
I'm looking at it.
Okay, and it has on there the water bill, energy, and 3 DTE bills,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so let me ask you this. All right, and try to just succinctly answer my question.
Now the hearing shifts from possession of the home to the disputed utility costs. Instead of allowing a lengthy debate over every bill, the judge asks a simple question: how much do you actually believe you owe? That single question changes the direction of the case. Rather than arguing every detail, both sides begin moving toward a possible compromise. Settlement discussions like this are common in court because they can save both parties significant time, expense, and uncertainty. Sometimes a negotiated resolution benefits everyone more than a prolonged legal battle.
The system that they're so high, it's not my fault. And they should be lower because.
Okay, but hold on. I didn't ask all this. I didn't ask all this. So,
I'd say less than half. I give less than half.
okay, so do me a favor, okay? And all I want is a number. Just, I don't want an explanation behind the number.
Okay.
Just give me a number of the 1370.
And $700.
My client will accept that.
Okay, so here's what I
don't want that to shut me off from any future claims on my payroll and other expenses out of pocket for doing the liner and the crawl, which is upwards, just out of pocket, a couple $1,000. And then to do that work itself, we're looking at $1,000 or $2,000. So they owe me. I want to.
Okay, but hold on. When you say, well, hold on. But when you, okay, but when you say they. Okay, but you're talking the estate now owes you that.
Yeah, because I think if I had a hearing, I could prove that.
Okay,
Rick was making a lot of decisions that created a toxic.
Okay, but ma'am, just listen to me for a moment.
I'm trying to.
You're going to have to make a claim against the estate for the things that you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay? That doesn't happen typically here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So what you have here in front of, what I have here in front of me is basically the property kind of itself. If you're talking about services, if you're talking about things that you did or things that should be yours as part of the estate, that happens elsewhere. I didn't want to be that kind of judge, so I'm not.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing, and this really would resolve this case. Okay, and that is that you will vacate the premises by the 30th of June, 2023, or a writ of restitution could issue, or an order of eviction. And that you will pay to the plaintiff $700 for utilities.
Yeah.
Can we add by June 30th as well to that?
Can you do that? Can you pay the $700 by June 30th by the time you?
Write a check right now and just.
Okay, then we could. We can do that. Then yes.
Then make sure I have the funds in my checking account.
That's fair. So then we can do that, and the judgment could then reflect that a check has been tendered in that amount.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, Asia died on March 31st. And,
Does she have a judgment?
so they're including the March 9th bill. She was still alive, still her property.
Do you have a judgment for?
I don't, Your Honor.
We'll get one.
Thank you.
What were you saying, ma'am?
It doesn't matter.
No,
She
well,
was still alive on March 9th. She died on March 31st. So they included a billing. I'm trying to understand that. These are billings from when he became, when she, like after she died, and then he gets the property.
okay, but let's look at it this way.
It's okay, 700.
Yeah, because you're not paying the whole amount of the bill, so I don't have to go per diem
Yeah, yeah.
on anything, okay? So, I mean, it would seem to me to balance out, and do it that way, and I get what you were saying about the water bill, but I think, again, that's gonna kind of balance out, because it's
Yeah,
gonna either
I
be,
agree.
yeah, it's gonna balance out.
So that doesn't reach out into any other areas. This is just about the eviction. This is money towards utilities. And I'm fine with that. When I moved in, I asked to pay rent and it was refused, and I did give her 200 cash for utilities. And,
Okay, can you print one?
yeah, sure.
Hurry.
Separately, the, wages that weren't covered, and, there's tax stuff.
Okay, so here's what we'll do, because I'm not ruling on that, none of that's before me.
Yeah.
This is only going to be applied to the possession of the property. So if there's other stuff that you're claiming, it's, I think that's just outside, not anymore, somebody else. You get to go downtown for that. Sam?
Can I say something?
Pardon?
Can I say something?
With my friend over here, she's a lady prisoner.
It depends on what you want to say, ma'am.
I just want to say that this woman took care of his mother for 7 years, night and day. And I feel it's not fair the way he's treating her now. It's just not fair.
No, it's not.
I don't think caretaker should be treated that way. I have been a registered nurse for 30 years, and it breaks my heart to see the way this family takes care of this caretaker.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's really not fair.
I do have a check dated today in the amount of $700 from the defendant. I will state on the record that my client will not cash that check today.
All right,
We'll cash it after tomorrow.
okay, all right. I think Monday's a bank holiday, so. Well, you can do it Saturday, I guess.
So there was the matter of, before I move out, since twice it suggested in letters that I might damage the property, I'd like to have a building inspector look at the property.
Okay, typically that's not how it's done, okay? So typically what's going to occur is there'll be a
In the end, the judge approves an agreement that resolves the eviction without litigating every dispute raised during the hearing. The defendant agrees to vacate the property by the specified deadline and pays $700 toward the disputed utility costs, while the judge makes it clear that any separate claims regarding alleged property damage, reimbursement, or estate-related issues would need to be pursued in another court proceeding. The hearing serves as a reminder that judges must decide only the legal issues properly before them, even when broader personal disputes exist between the parties. What do you think about this outcome? Was the settlement fair to both sides, or should the court have considered more of the defendant's concerns? If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, be sure to like the video, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom cases and legal analysis.